Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this pink mansion. I know, but I've been getting so many requests to do it. What am I supposed to do? Ignore the requests? I can't do that. So here we have this pink house. I've been getting loads of requests to make a pink house or to make a Barbie's dream house, and I finally decided to just break down and do it. I hope that you guys are happy. I hope my female subscribers are happy out there. I actually really like this. I think that it's actually a really awesome house. It looks fantastic, and honestly, if you like the design, but you just don't like the pink because you're far too masculine, then I would highly suggest swapping that pink out for blue hardened clay, and you'd still have a really sick looking house on your hands. But that's just my suggestion. If you enjoy houses like this, please guys, just give this video a like. I'd really appreciate it. If you like me fulfilling requests, please just drop this video a like. It helps me out no end. And if you do enjoy stuff like this, if you enjoy content like this, subscribe. That is the best way to keep up to date with the channel, and I'd love you forever. If you do subscribe, not only should you comment down below, let me know that you've subscribed. I'd like to say hello to you, welcome you to the channel, but you should click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll make sure that you get all of my houses and all of my videos and all of my tutorials sent directly to your sub box, rather than what they do now, which is kind of sometimes show up. So that's pretty much everything I have to say. Why don't I actually show you how to make this thing? So, if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some block of quartz, some quartz stairs, some quartz slabs, some pillar quartz blocks, some magenta hardened clay, some white stained glass paint, some buttons, and some iron doors. Plus, we also need all of the materials that you see in the inventory right now, and I can already tell that we'll be needing some more. So you just want to grab everything that you can see here, and once you have it, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, and I've been listening to you guys in the comments. A lot of you guys are saying, can you please tell us how much room these houses are actually going to take up? So I can tell you that this house right here will fit, including the border around the house, the hedging that we had. It will fit in a 28, which is this side, that is 28 blocks long, by a 32 block area. So it goes 32 blocks backwards. And if you want to make it inside of this big giant square that we have, well, it's more of a rectangle, isn't it? They're not equal on both sides. Well, we're going to find this very corner block here. So if you yourself build a big giant rectangle on the ground, you're going to want to begin by finding the bottom left hand corner, which is this block, and you want to count in and you want to find the 13th block. So this is the first block, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. And then we want to count in, and we want to find the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th block coming in. So we come 13 across and then 7 blocks in. And this is where we're going to begin our build. So we're going to begin with a block of quartz on the ground. That's how we're going to start this off. Then on top of this block of quartz, go up by 3 with the magenta hardened clay. That's 1, 2, 3. Then do a block of quartz. Then do a magenta. Then do a block of quartz. And then you want to go right of that block of quartz by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go down by 1 the magenta, 1 the quartz, then 3 magenta hardened clay. 1, 2, 3. Then go down by 1 with the block of quartz. Connect them together at the bottom with block of quartz. Place 2 doors in these 2 empty spaces at the bottom. Place 2 glass block above the doors. Place block of quartz above the glass. Place magenta above the quartz. Then coming up on top of these 2 center block of quartz blocks, we want to go up by 4 with the... Actually, do we want to use white stained glass pane, or do we want to use white stained glass block? I think that we can use the block. So we'll go up by 4 with the block. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to do the same with the other block as well. So the 2 center blocks. So once you have that, we now want to return all the way back down to the bottom of what we've made. And we want to take the row of 4 block of quartz at the bottom, and we want to place a pillar quartz block left and right of the quartz. We want to go behind the pillar quartz block by 1 on each side. Then we want to place a row of 3 white stained glass pane on top of each one of the pillar quartz block. That's 1, 2, and 3. And that is also 1, 2, and 3, like that. So we can do the same on the opposite side as well. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 on top of the pillar quartz block. We then want to place a block of quartz on top of the glass. So on top of the glass, just place block of quartz. You know what? We'll focus on one side first of all. So we'll focus on this left-hand side first of all. We then want to take the back block of quartz, and we want to go up on top of it by 6 with the magenta hardened clay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We then want to do a row of 4 white stained glass block to the right of the last 4 magenta. So the last 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 coming down. And now you actually want to do the same thing on the opposite side. So coming to the opposite side, we want to take this back quartz block and we want to go up by 6 with the magenta. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then do white stained glass to the left of the last 4 blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, like this. So we're forming the window at the beginning of the house. We then want to place on top of the 2 glass that we've placed, we want to place magenta hardened clay and then connect them together at the top. We then want to take the 2 center magenta hardened clays and we want to place magenta hardened clay on top of them. So we want to have something which should look like that. And that is perfect. What we now want to do is this. So we want to come all the way down to the bottom here, right? And we want to, going left of the pillar quartz block on the ground, the one at the back, we want to go left and we want to do a row of 5 magenta hardened clay going left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go back from this 5th block by 1. And then go up on top of that block by 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like that. You then want to do 2 upper right diagonals. That's 1 and 2. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals. 1 and 2. Connect all the way down to the ground. So you should connect down to a lower point here. You should connect all the way down to the ground, not to the magenta in front. So you want to have this shape. And then we actually want to take this very top block, this magenta, and we want to place a glass underneath it. And then we want to do 3 layers of glass underneath that. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then we can just fill this in with glass in whatever way you want to do it, like that. What we now want to do is we want to come lower down, and on top of this 5th block that we went back from, we want to go up on top of this by 4. That's 1. Actually, you want to go, I apologize. You want to go up by 3. Very confusing. 1, 2, 3. You then want to do 2 upper right diagonals. 1 and 2. And then 2 bottom right diagonals. 1, 2, and connect down. So you want to have something which should look like this. And this is also a window, and you want to fill the outer part of this in with your glass, like that. But you also want to come behind what you've just made and you want to fill this in with magenta hardened clay. And it's easiest if you just fill the entire back of this in with magenta hardened clay and you make it all nice and smooth. It just looks a little better in my opinion. But that is what you want to have for that particular side of the house. And we will be making all of this look a little bit nicer later on. And whilst we are doing this, we may as well do the same thing to the right hand side. So if we now come to the right and we take this backhand pillar quartz block, we want to go right of this by 5 with the magenta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to go back by 1. Then up by 11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then do 2 upper left diagonals. 1 and 2. Then 2 bottom left diagonals. 1 and 2. And then we want to connect that all the way down to the ground. Then we can take out our white stained glass pane and we can place a pane underneath the very top middle block. And then we want to do 3 layers of glass coming down. That's 1, 2, and 3. And then we want to just add the layers of glass in the other places. Like that. Then, if we come all the way back down to the bottom and we take this, say, let's take the 5th block again. We want to go up on top of it by 3. 1, 2, 3. We then want to do 2 upper left diagonals. 1 and 2. Then 2 bottom left diagonals, 1 and 2, and then we want to connect down. That's another window, so we can now fill that in with white stained glass pane. So we're just going to fill that in with white stained glass pane, just as we're doing here. And now we can come behind what we've just made. Whoops, where am I going? And we can fill the entire, whoa, going off the rails. We can fill the entire back of this in with magenta hardened clay. So wherever you can, just fill it in with your magenta hardened clay so it looks all nice and smooth. And from the front, it looks great. So you want to have something which should look like this. Shall we actually make it look a little bit better now whilst we're still, wait, yeah, we should. Okay, so a lot of these windows and stuff, they have like borders around them, they have quartz added to them. That's what we're going to do now. We're going to add some quartz to them, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to, starting at the bottom, we're going to do a row of block of quartz directly in front of the bottom of the windows. So coming all the way across a row of quartz. Then in line with the left-hand glass, the second block of quartz here, we're going to do an upside down quartz stair with a quartz slab going right, just half a block above, and then an upside down quartz stair still going right, like that. We want to do the same for the other window, so we want to have an upside down quartz stair in line with the left hand side and the right hand side of the window in front of the quartz blocks, and then we want to have a half slab, half a row above each one of the 2 stairs. We also want to take the pillar quartz block and we want to extend it in front of the house by 2. 1, 2, and 1, 2, like that. You then want to add a layer of quartz in between the back row of pillar quartz block. You want to place 2 stairs in the middle. You want to place a block of quartz either side. And if you have it, and we kind of don't at the moment, so just add doorbells, so buttons either side of the doors. And if you have it, grab some flower pots and some pink tulips. I think pink goes very well with this house. White also would as well. And throw them on either side of the porch like that. And I'm just going to throw those away. I actually don't need any of those materials again for a while. What we also want to do is we want to, around the bottom windows, only the bottom ones we do this, we want to place block of quartz on top of the triangle that is the top of the window. So kind of like this, we want to place it like that. We then want to place quartz stairs in front of the 2 bottom quartz blocks. So we want to take the quartz blocks on the left hand side and the right hand side, and we want to place our stairs. We then want to place, connecting the top 2 stairs, we want to place a quartz slab and then another quartz slab above that. And that is how the window looks. Or alternatively, what you can do, you can place an upside down quartz stairs right at the top of the window like that. But I'm actually liking a little bit better the quartz slab, because then you can see a little bit more of the window. Do that on one side and also do it to the other. So you want to place the block of quartz above the archway at the top of the window. Then you want to place the sideways quartz stairs like this. And then we're going to place the quartz slabs right at the top. So we want to have something which should look like this. Now it's time for us to extend out the porch just a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, and I do want to make sure that we get this right, guys, we're going to take out our we're going to add a layer of block of quartz in front of this block of quartz that we have right at the beginning, right at the top of the entranceway. Then we're going to place a quartz stairs on the left hand side and the right hand side. We're going to have it hanging off of the row of quartz that we just placed. Then we're going to have quartz slabs all the way in between. And you know what? We're going to, you know that block of quartz row that we placed? Replace it with quartz slabs and we should get a better effect as we look at it like that. That's actually a bit of a better effect. I like that a bit more. Now, once you've done that, we're going to move a little bit further up, and where we have this row of block of quartz just above the porch, we're going to place a row of quartz slabs just at the bottom, expanding it out a little bit. So it'll look like that. It looks a little bit nicer. We also have to do something about the bottoms of the top windows. So, for these windows, we're going to place, coming out of the bottom 2 corners, a block of quartz. Then we're going to have upside down quartz stairs coming inwards, and then a quartz slab, a half slab, whatever you want to. I keep saying half slab, but it's just a slab. A slab in between them, half a row upwards. And you want to do that on both sides. So it's block of quartz coming out the bottom two corners, upside down quartz stairs coming inwards with a slab half a row. I think that's where the half's coming from, half a row above that. And there you will have the entire front of the house. I know, it's taken us a while to do that actually. But there you go, that is what you want to have. I'm sorry that took so long. Once you've got that taken care of, however, we can now move on to the rest of it. So we're now going to come to the left-hand side of the house, and we're going to take this row of 11 magenta hardened clay. Can you guys remember? We want to take this 11th block, and we want to extend it backwards by 13. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Extend that 13th block all the way down to the ground, like this. And then connect it all the way over to the opposite side, or when I say opposite side, I pretty much mean the front of the build, like that. We now have to add windows to this place. So, first of all, we want to take this right-hand row of magenta hardened clay, and we want to add a row of magenta hardened clay on the inside coming towards the back. We then want to take this third magenta hardened clay coming in from the front at the bottom, and we want to place a row of 4 pillar quartz block coming up in front of it. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're then going to place a sideways quartz stairs facing this direction, with an upside down quartz stairs behind it, with a regular quartz stairs on top, then place a quartz slab coming back, then place a quartz slab on top of that. But we also want to have, you know what, it's easiest if we come and take the bottom quartz pillar quartz block and we extend it across the back by 1 with the upside down quartz stairs, a quartz slab, an upside down quartz stairs, and then we want to do a row of 4 pillar quartz block coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We then place a quartz stairs, then an upside down one behind it, then a regular facing one, and there we have the window. Doesn't that look fantastic? And once you've done that one window, we have to do another one. So coming to the back of the build here, we want to take, actually it's easiest, leaving a gap of 2 on the ground, leaving a gap of 2 between this window, we want to place in the ground coming up a row of 4 pillar quartz block. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you see we want to make another window identical to this one, just 2 rows away coming towards the back. We then want to, on top of this pillar quartz block, place a quartz stairs, then behind it an upside down one, then on top of it a regular. Then we want to place a slab coming across and a slab on top. We want to come all the way down to the bottom, and coming backwards from this first pillar quartz block, we want to do an upside down quartz stairs, a quartz slab, an upside down quartz stairs, then coming up from the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4 pillar quartz blocks, then a quartz stair with an upside down one behind it, with a regular facing one on top of it. So there you have 2 equal windows. Now, we then want to come behind here, and we want to fill in this side of the house with magenta. We want to completely fill this side of the house in with magenta, except it doesn't want to be completely filled in, because we want to be able to take the space where we have the windows, and we want to be able to fill them in with white stained glass, or I'm using block there, which is a bit silly of me, but we want to be able to fill them in with the white stained glass pane wherever we have the holes for the windows. So the hole that is left, you guys know how windows work. What you just basically want to take the holes that you would be left with the window, like from the outside, wherever you'd be able to see it, and you want to fill it in with white stained glass paint. I don't know why I'm explaining it to you, because I'm sure that you guys know how windows work. I apologize. But then you want to fill the rest of the wall in with magenta hardened clay, and you want to do this, fill in the entire wall. And once you've done this on one side, you're actually going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the opposite side. And we just want to have something which should look a little bit, let me see, shall we see if this is right, a little something like that. And it actually looks really, really good. Now, once you've got that sorted, we want to do the same thing on the opposite side, because it's better if we kind of do this house equally. So come into the opposite side here. We want to take the, well, yeah, the 11th block on this side, the same block that we extended over that. So we want to take this 11th block and we want to extend it backwards by 13. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then we want to take that 13th block, we want to extend it all the way down to the ground, like that. We then want to extend it all the way back to the front. We then want to add a row of magenta on the inside here, on the inside of the front. And then we want to take this 4th pillar quartz block, I suppose, this block right here, and actually it is the 3rd, my apologies. You want to take the 3rd pillar quartz, the 3rd magenta stained clay, and you want to do a row of 4 pillar quartz block coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You then want to place a sideways quartz stair on top of that, with an upside down quartz stair behind, with a quartz stair on top of that, with a slab behind that, and a slab on top. Then coming down to the bottom, we want to go right to this pillar quartz block with an upside down quartz stairs, a quartz slab, and upside down stairs. Then do 4 pillar quartz block coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then a sideways quartz stairs, regular behind, sideways quartz stairs, like that. That is the front. Coming to the back, we want to take this. Actually, again, leaving a gap of 2 coming towards about leaving a gap of 2, we want to do a row of 4 pillar quartz block. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then take the bottom pillar quartz block, do an upside down quartz stairs, a quartz slab, an upside down quartz stairs. Then 4 pillar quartz block coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a quartz stairs on top, 1 behind, 1 on top. Come to the other side, place a quartz stairs on top of the pillar quartz, then an upside down one behind it, then a regular one on top. Connect them together at the top with slabs and place a slab on top to give you something which should look like this. We're now going to fill in the wall behind these. As you guys know, I don't know why I keep trying to explain how windows work, as if you guys don't know what windows are. How silly am I being? But of course you guys know. So we're just going to fill these in, and we're just going to leave enough space that we can place the glass in, and from the outside it's going to look lovely. It really is. And I would like to see this house in different colors, by the way. Hint, hint, you guys out there in Twitterland. I would love to see how this house looks in blue hardened clay, especially because it's basically purple. It's purple. The blue hardened clay is purple. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's what color it is. But I'd love to see that. Yeah, okay, that's cool. And well, it's actually not, because these blocks shouldn't be there. From the outside, it looks a little bit weird to have those. And if we come to the other side, like, we'd be able to see them. I kind of left them there, but I'd prefer it if it was just about all glass, the windows, rather than anything else. So we're going to fill these in, and then we can come to the back, which is going to be hopefully easy. Hopefully. I say the word hopefully a lot because it can only go so well. It's kind of a difficult build to put together, this one, but from the side, there we go, we have the windows. That's perfect. We can now make our way all the way to the very back of the house. Now, coming to the back of the house has very, very similar sides to the front of the house. So you know how there's a bit in the middle and the bits on the sides next to the middle, we have the same sides on the back as we do the front. So if what we do is we come all the way up to the top of this side of the back of the house, we want to take this top magenta clay block and we want to do 2 up left diagonals from it, 1 and 2. We then want to do 2 bottom left diagonals, 1 and 2. We then connect all the way down to the ground like this. We then connect to the right like that. We then place a glass underneath this top center magenta clay block, and then we do 3 layers of glass underneath. That's 1, 2, 3, and then we want to do 2 rows of glass now coming down. There we go. Then if we come all the way down to the bottom here, and we want to place a row of magenta hardened clay in front of the row at the bottom, we then can take this left hand block and we can go up from it by 3, 1, 2, 3, then do 2 upright diagonals with the magenta, then 2 bottom right diagonals, connect down. We can then fill this shape in with white stained glass paint. Why do I keep doing that with the paint? I don't understand. I've got to just delete this row that I've just placed here. And what we can then do, once you've got that taken care of, is we can come to the inside and you can just kind of fill in the inside just with any blocks that you deem necessary. So just completely fill the inside, and we'll have something which should look like this, which does look a little bit boring in comparison to the front, but we will solve that problem. Now, once you've got that sorted, we're going to do the same thing on this opposite side, and we'll connect them together in the middle. So come into this opposite side to the top. Want to take this top block and do two right diagonals from it. That's 1 and 2. Then 2 bottom right diagonals, 1 and 2. Then come all the way down to the ground, like this. We then want to come all the way to the left. We can then place a white stained glass pane underneath this top center block with 3 layers of glass underneath, 1, 2, and 3, and then we can extend these coming across like that. We can then come all the way down to the bottom and place a row of magenta hardened clay in front of the bottom. We can then take the left hand block and go up by 3, 1, 2, 3. And then do 2 upper right diagonals, 1 and 2. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, 1 and 2. Connect down. You can fill this in with white stained glass pane. I'm just going to destroy that. There we go. Fill that in with white stained glass pane. And then you can just fill the inside of this in with your magenta hardened clay. So just fill this in with magenta hardened clay. And there you will have 2 very nice looking sides at the back. Now, once you do have that taken care of, we now have a little bit of a conundrum. We have to figure out how to do the middle part at the back. And whilst I do have this laid out, it is still a little bit of a challenge. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take out our pillar quartz block, and we want to do a row of pillar quartz block on the inside of these 2 rows of magenta hardened clay on the left and right. So we want to do a row of pillar quartz block on the inside of these 2 rows of magenta, right? That is as high as the magenta, like that. We then want to extend it forwards by 2 rows. So that's 1 row, like you can see me doing here. Well, not like me, actually. You want to extend it forwards by 2 rows, 1 row, and then 2 rows, like this. So we have 3 rows in total. And we want to do the same thing to the opposite side. So that's 1 row, and then 2 rows, like that. We can now come all the way down to the bottom here. And we want to, in front of the pillar quartz block, but connecting to them, we want to have a row of block of quartz like this. So connect the bottoms together in between each other at the middle, like that. We then want to go on top of the left hand quartz block and the right hand quartz block, and we want to go up by 11. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you should be as high as the pillar, and you can do the same on the right. You don't have to count it out. I was just counting that out just to make sure. We then want to come all the way down to the bottom here, and we want to take out our doors, and we want to place iron doors on top of these 2 center quartz blocks. And we can place magenta hardened clay above these. We now want to fill the center of this in with white stained glass paint. We now want to place a row of magenta hardened clay on top of the 2 glass at the center, like that. We now want to place left in front of the doors, underneath them, we want to place a row of block of quartz. Then left and right, we want to do a row of 3 quartz, pillar quartz block, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. We want to connect them together at the top with quartz slabs. We want to do a row of quartz slabs coming out of the bottom, like this. And now, all we have to do is make the windows look a little bit nicer, and then we just have to put the roof on. Yeah, I know, this is a long build. So, coming down to the bottom windows, it's the same thing that we did at the front, actually. We first of all want to do a row of block of quartz underneath the windows on the left and right. We then want to place an upside down quartz stairs on the left hand side of the window and the right hand side of the window coming out in front of the quartz block. We want to place quartz slab half row above each one of the 2 quartz stairs connecting in the middle. We want to place block of quartz on top of the archway at the top of the window. We want to place quartz stairs in front of the quartz blocks. You guys can see this. We want to place the quartz stairs coming out in front of the quartz blocks like that. we want to place a quartz slab connecting the top, and we want to place a quartz slab on top. That is the bottom window, and we want to do the same thing on the other side. So we want to do upside down quartz stairs with a quartz slab half a row above in between. We then want to place a block of quartz above the archway at the top. We want to place quartz stairs coming out of the top of the window. We want to connect them together with quartz slabs, and we want to place one on top, so we want to have something which should look like that. We then want to take the bottoms of the top windows, and we want to place a quartz block coming out of the bottom two corners with quartz stairs, upside down quartz stairs coming inwards between them, and then a quartz slab halfway, half a row above them. I'm so bad with saying that, but you guys know what I'm saying. We then want to come to the opposite side, and we want to do the same thing. So block of quartz coming out the bottom two corners of the window. We want to place upside down quartz stairs in between them, with quartz slab half a row above, like that. Now, once you've got that taken care of, you've actually done the majority of the house, believe it or not. Thank you. Now, we've got to do the roof. There's 3 parts to this roof. So there's the main part of the roof, and then there's the 2 side roofs. We'll do the main part of the roof first of all, although it's kind of tricky. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. So the main part of the roof it comes from the middle of the house, and it goes from the front to the back, and it starts just on the sides here, and it uses quartz stairs, so it's easier to kind of like show you the roof, the outline of the roof, than it is to kind of like explain it. So that's how the roof kind of looks like. It comes all the way down these sides. Let me there we go. So it comes all the way down to the side here, and the roof overhangs the front of the build by 1 row, and it overhangs the back of the build by 1 row. And plus the parts that overhang, we want to have upside down quartz stairs hanging over, so you get a really nice shape for the roof. And that shape wants to be extended coming all the way back to the back of the house. So it wants to come all the way back. You can even destroy the pillar quartz blocks if you like, and it wants to overhang the back of the house by 1 row, and it wants to, like I said, it wants to connect from one side all the way to the other. So we've actually got the front part of the middle part of the roof done, and we've just got to do a very, very similar thing here for the back middle part of the roof. And then we just have the 2 roofs on the left, and then we have the roof on the right as well. We just have those 2 roofs left, and it's really easy. It is, but you do have to kind of slot things together a little bit, which can be tricky, because part of this is going to require us going inside. If it's anything like the original house that I built, it's going to require us going inside a little bit and patching things up with some quartz slabs, but it's fine. And then we want to come to the back part of the roof, and we want to place the same upside down quartz blocks, and that is the big center part of the roof. Now, the 2 side roofs are very, very similar to that roof, and we just want to begin by doing a row of of quartz stairs coming all the way across the very side of the house. We want to extend them coming all the way across the front, from the back or from the front to the back, whichever sort of way you want to do it. It goes from the front to the back, basically, in plain English. And right at the top of the roof, we want to have a row of quartz slabs. And once again, we're going to want to make this roof overhang the front and the back of the house by 1 row. And you can see here that there's actually a gap in the roof. If you take a look, you can see that there's a gap in the roof, right? Well, we're going to plug that gap using a different block. So I'll show you that in just a second. So let's just make the roof overhang where we can. Let's just make the roof overhang the front here. And we're not going to be able to place all of the usual quartz stairs that we would be able to place. So we just want to connect it together as it usually would, like that. You'll notice that it goes flat on that right hand side. It is supposed to look like that, don't worry. And we want to come to the back. I don't want you guys thinking, oh, I've made a mistake, the roof's wrong, the structure of the house is wrong. No. The structure of the house is a little bit strange, and it is supposed to kind of do that. So we want to have something which should look like this. And the part that I was talking about, where you're going to have to come like inside of the roof, well, I can actually get in through this side. You're just going to have to add a row of slabs here to the inside of the roof, and that way there's going to be no gaps like that. So we can now come to the opposite side of the roof. Let me just show you that one more time. We can come to the opposite side of the roof, and that is what you want to have. If you look at the original, I'm not just messing with you, it's the same. It's the same roof. It's a little bit weird. This house is put together a little bit weird. I started, when I built this, when I designed this, I started with the center of the house. I built that, and then I kind of just like built around it, and I had to like force it together. It didn't like naturally flow together. So that's why like the roofs don't line up 100% as they could do, as they should do. But all of these like little weird imperfections in the build really just add to the uniqueness of the house. It really just adds to the style of it. It makes it look different. It doesn't look as clean as it possibly could, and I like it when builds don't look like 100% planned. Like I don't like it when they're meticulously like, it almost becomes an equation with some builds. Like you sit like I don't know, like one part of the build has to be as big, or like it's so hard. I'm trying to figure out how to say what I want to say. Like when you start making too many houses and you like them to look a certain way, it's easy to fall into a trap where all houses look the same, where they all have a formula that one part is bigger than another and one part is as big as this in relation to that. I don't like that. So it's always nice when things don't fit together how you usually always fit them together. It's always nice when you do make them a little bit different. And this is the house, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't it look great? Although it does look a little bit dark. An obvious solution to making it look a little bit lighter is to go inside and, well, those buttons don't work, do they? It doesn't matter. Is to go to the inside and light it up a little bit with sea lanterns, although you don't have to do that at all. Nobody's going to force you. So that's the house. What else can you do to it to make it look nicer? So something that I did was I added a little bit of a path coming out in front of the house. So I extended the porchway to the front of the house, and I placed I placed like a block of quartz, and then I dug into the ground, and then I placed quartz stairs, and then I have a quartz block either side of the quartz stairs. This is coming back to me. I've dug out this area. And then we have, at the other end, we have a quartz block coming in from either side with quartz stairs, and then, that's what I did. And then I have quartz slabs in between. So we have an interesting way to kind of like walk up to the house like that. I then placed left and right of this little walkway, I placed some redstone lamps in the ground. I also placed redstone lamps on the corners of the build, like this. I always like to include redstone lamps in the perimeter of a house. I think it looks really cool. I really do like it. You can see it with a lot of houses around here. I then connected them together. I connected all the lamps together with some jungle leaves. As you guys might know, jungle leaves are my favourite leaves. There are no better leaves than jungle leaves. I always say that, probably. They really do look nice. It's the colour of them. They look so colourful and vibrant, and they look so condensed. I don't know. I like jungle leaves. I think that they look really cool. And then you have, we've just got this row across to the right as well. And once you've got your jungle leaves in, and once you have your lamps, and once you have this area here in front of the house, you have a pretty nice looking outside. But a way to always make it look nicer, or at least I like it, you guys don't have to like this, I like what I call artificial grass, which is, instead of having normal grass, I like to destroy the grass, and in rows, in a pattern, it's easy as anything, it's just a stripy pattern. I like to have a row of lime hardened clay, and behind it green hardened clay, then lime, and then green, and so on and so forth until you reach the back of the house. It looks like nice stripy tiger, great looking artificial grass. Looks fantastic. I would highly recommend it. I'm actually going to do it to this build now. So let me just do the lawn, and I might also light the inside of the house up a little bit, and then why don't I show you? And basically, we'll make a replica of the house that you saw at the very beginning of the video, but then we can say our goodbyes because this is the tutorial pretty much complete. Let me do the grass though. Alright guys, so that is what the house looks like once you have completely lit it up, and once you've finished the lawn. It looks fantastic. I really do love this, and I said this during the tutorial, but maybe you guys get a little bit too focused whilst you're building. If any of you make it in a different color scheme, like if any of you guys make it using like blue hardened clay, would look good. Maybe even green would look good. I don't know. Red would look good. Just about any clay would look good. If you guys make it in a different color scheme, let me know. Show me a picture of that on Twitter. Follow me at TSMC 360. But if you enjoyed this tutorial, guys, if you enjoy this house, if you think it looks awesome, please do drop this video a like. You guys know I love it when you like. It helps the video out, it helps me out, it helps the channel, and it might, I'm just saying, it might also increase the chance that you'll win the lottery. I'm absolutely joking about that one. It won't do anything. It won't do anything for that, but it would help me out. It really would. Please subscribe to the channel if you do like content like this. Sub me up if you want to see more houses like this. If you want to see anything else, sub. Also, let me know if you do sub. I'd really like to say hello. I'd like to welcome you to the channel, and do click that little bell next to the subscription button, because that will mean that you do get all of my videos in your sub box, whereas now they kind of just sometimes show up if you don't have the little bell clicked. It's a little bit random, but guys, if you want to see anything else from the channel, if you're curious about what other builds I've been up to and all of that other stuff, check out the card system and the description below. You'll find playlists in there that will take you to tutorials that will show you how to build stuff like this. This is a suburban house, so to find this, you'd go into the card system description below and you'd find my suburban house playlist. If you wanted to make a modern house, you'd go into the quartz house playlist, and you'll be able to find things like this. And this is another example of a modern house and of a suburban house, and this is another example of a modern house. And if you don't like that, then we have a nice Christmas-themed house for you. Again, check out the cards, check out the description below for this stuff. This is a modern mansion. You guys have been loving this on the channel. If houses are a little bit boring to you, if you don't like to make too many of them, if you're working on a city or anything like that, check out my real-world buildings playlist, and it'll show you how to make everything that you see on the ground in front of you. I actually need to work on this a lot. I've not made that many real-world buildings lately. I've been stuck into houses, as you can see, but we will get back to making some real-world stuff very soon. But check out the real world buildings playlist. And if none of that stuff is your thing, then check out the park builds playlist. It'll show you how to make everything that you see on the screen in front of you. That includes like a tennis court, like duck ponds, playgrounds. That's a bouncy castle over there. We have another playground. We have trampoline. We have like, this is an eco house that I kind of snuck into my park, and this is a hobbit hole. This is really cool that I kind of snuck into the park as well, and this is the ultimate survival house, and we just have a load of cool stuff in here. We have stuff that you can't even use, like this is a mini golf park, and we also have like a chicken from Crossy Road, which also happens to be a house. You guys are actually going to see this tomorrow. This is going to go up on the channel. It's just a nice little quick build, and we'll be back to some like normal bigger builds on the Friday. But yeah, guys, basically the moral of the story, check out the card system, check out the description below. It'll let you explore the channel, check out my playlist. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe the video if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.